Hello everyone, Ginger here from Webwench DIY Nails, and today we're going to do a builder gel fill. Now what I've done here is I've popped my peelies from my last manicure, so what we have left is the builder gel that was underneath my peel base, as well as some of the edges of that dip powder application. Sometimes you just don't get it all. That's okay, that's what filing's for. So I'm a relative new beginner at using the e-file, but I'll bring you through what I do when I do a builder gel fill, as promised. This is not a do as I do kind of video or a how-to video. This is just me showing you what I do. I can use improvement all over the place, from one end of the spectrum to the other. I know that. Hey, maybe if you've got tips for me, you see something I might be doing wrong, let me know in the comments. I'd appreciate it. But here I go in first with this non-coarse bit with a round edge on top, and I just want to note that I'm only touching product with this, and what I'm doing is I'm concentrating on the edges for the most part first, because if there's any lifting, that's where it's most likely to be. So I want to make sure that I bring those edges down to almost the natural nail, so that when I fill in the cuticle area with builder gel, I can fill in those edges as well and make sure that they're freshly sealed and nothing's gotten underneath them. That's the key. If you have lifting and water gets underneath there, you're chancing getting what's known as the greenies. I've never had to deal with it because I'm hoping because my process works. While I'm at it and while I have this this bit on my drill, I'm just contouring my nail a little bit better, taking in those sides, because the builder gel adds to the sides too, and I don't want that. So I just make sure to contour the curve of the nail, both from cuticle to tip as well as from sidewall to sidewall. My e-file is on a very low speed. I think it's on 6 or 7 at the most. And I don't touch natural nail with that. I was only touching product. And here you see I'm checking the sides of the nails, the edges where the lifting might be happening. I'm looking for any kind of indication that there's any lifting. If there is, I would go back in with the drill, and I'd bring that part of the product down as close as I can to the natural nail so that I can put the builder gel on top to make up the difference. That is what the builder gel is for. It's there to, for me, I use it to strengthen my natural nail and to help shape and contour my natural nail where nature might take it a little funny, like this part right here. If it would focus, you'll see that as my nails, my natural nails are under this builder gel completely. I've never used tips to date. But what you'll see happens to me is as my nails get to be a certain length, they start to curl downward. And I've been trying to work with the builder gel to make up for that, or to compensate for it in some way. But what I've noticed is the more I try to compensate for that downward slope at the tip of my nails when it gets to a certain length, the more I file away. And suddenly my coffins are almost stiletto coffins, and that's not even a thing, I don't think. So I'm really glad that Halloween's on the way, because, you know, witchy, they look kind of witchy, so I can just pull them off as witchy nails for now. I can tell you that currently, at the time of this voiceover, it's a few weeks after, or no, maybe I did this fill about last week, and I can tell you that since then I haven't done a dip powder manicure on myself, because I wound up doing one on my daughter on the weekend. That's when I have the time for that. So I did file down the tips of my nails on my left hand so that they're more of a traditional coffin shape now, verging on square, honestly. But that's okay. I got rid of the curves at the end of my nails, and now I'm going to see if I can get them to grow out straight since I have product on there. We'll see. Everything's an experiment, right? So here I go in with the buffer, and I'm trying to correct any contour issues I might have on the nail. Again, trying to compensate for that curl at the end. But because this is a builder gel fill, I'm going to be putting base coat on top first after I do other steps that we'll go through together. But my point is, you need to leave the product that you're filling, like this layer right here, needs to be a little rough because the gel base coat needs something to stick to. So it's okay to go in and buff, but don't buff it smooth. If you buff it smooth, it could cause issues because the gel base won't stick as well. When I'm doing this, I look at every single nail from every single angle I can contort myself into, checking the shape, the profile for the contour, the apex, everything is taken into account. Now this bit right here, this ball bit is for the cuticle area, and you'll notice what I still don't really hit the natural nail very much with this. Very lightly, very lightly. It shouldn't even leave a mark on your nail. What I do here is I look to lift the dead cuticle, or that tissue that's left by the dead cuticle and adheres itself to your nail. That adhesion of that cell of that material, if you put product over that, that will cause lifting. So I like to make sure that I've gotten all of that out of the way. Now I want to stress, when you do this, you're not touching your natural nail, and you're not pushing that dead cuticle underneath what's left of your cuticle. I don't know the scientific names for them. I suppose maybe I should. Anyway, we're removing the dead cuticle materials, and you'll see me go over the edges of the product on my nail as well, just to guarantee with a very low speed on my drill that there is no lifting, there's no separation between product and nail, so that there's no room for any dust or moisture or anything to get up under there. I probably take a lot longer than I should, and that could be because I work with such a low speed on my drill, but I'm still learning, so I don't want to hurt myself. So I keep it at a low speed until I build confidence. And here you'll see I go in and I try to correct the natural curve of the tip of my nail. And just so you know, none of that worked. Again, that's why I wound up filing the tip of my nails down just a little bit more, so more of that flat area shows for the coffin effect. I did try everything I could think of, though. But that's okay. I type a lot for my day job, so I really could use a break from the longer nails. Again, I'm sure that I spend a little bit more time doing this than others do. But when you're learning and you want to be careful and you don't want to hurt yourself, that's what you do, right? I can tell you that since I began this 3 months ago, was it 3 months? Yeah, almost full 3 months. I've been doing dip powders and my own manicures at home. I've gotten a lot better with the e-drill or the e-file. I'm more confident with it than I was. I wouldn't say I'm good at it yet, but I'd say I'm working towards it. It does save a lot of time, and I usually use I have a Melody Susie dust collector just to keep the mess down, and so you don't breathe this stuff in. I do recommend using it. I don't know why I decided not to use it when I was doing this one. Sometimes an urge just hits me out of the blue and I spontaneously start doing my nails, and I think that was this. I thought enough to record it, which is surprising, but here we are. Maybe if you're better at putting the builder gel on, you won't have to take this kind of time. But again, I'm just making sure that all of my edges are clean, all of my cuticles are clean, and you'll notice that I'm actually touching the cuticle area of the skin. So there we go, one nail down. Now this is important, and I didn't speed this up because I want to talk about this for a second. You'll notice that to get all the dust off the nail that I just finished, I use a strong scrubby brush and I brush the dust away from the cuticle area. Don't brush your dust into the area you were just trying to clean up. It could get under there and get stuck, and you don't want that. It'll cause lifting, and you don't want that. Always brush away from the cuticle area. That's your new mantra. It's mine. Again, looking at the contour and the shape. If my shapes are off, or if I have a weird contour, it bothers me all week, so I try to make sure that there's nothing that's going to irritate me. That's a very difficult job. Everything irritates me most days. Making sure that the natural nail got scuffed up a little so that the gel base has something to stick to there as well. And we're going to prep it, and we're going to dehydrate it, and we're going to bond it. We'll do all that next. But for now, I'm going to give you a little musical interlude, a little double speed, and we're going to go through another nail. And here we have all nails e-filed. And now that we're done with getting the excess builder gel off our nails, now it's time to do the prep. You thought that was the prep. No, there's more. But wait, there's more. I'll double speed for you. Push back your cuticles. Don't force them back. Don't, terrorize them. Just gently push them back. And then I use a glass cuticle stick. I don't know what they're called, but they're excellent for getting that dead cuticle off the nail bed. All that white dust that you're seeing, that's not product. That's dead cuticle. Even after I went in with my e-file to get these areas, look at everything else that was left. Now, it's my opinion that a lot of people rush through their prep and they don't do it in the depth like this. And that's fine. Everybody makes their own choices. But I want you to understand that if you're going to rush through the process and you're not going to have the patience to do it correctly, you're going to run into lifting. So you've been warned. I know that this is true because I don't like to sit and file for hours either, but I have a high expectation for my manicures. My ultimate goal is to get a salon quality manicure at home, doing it myself. Now, I know this is controversial, the whole clipping of the cuticles, but I have a disclaimer, and that is that I only do this on the dead cuticle line that lifts after you've pushed your cuticles back and after you've cleaned them off with the glass. There's this dead line that can stand up. That's all I clip. If you're not sure what you're doing, don't clip at all. That's all I'll say. I'm not saying that you should. I'm not saying that you shouldn't. Everyone has to decide what their body, what their nails need. It's very easy to make a mistake with the cuticle cutters or nippers. That's why I say don't do it if you're not sure. What I did there is I cleaned off with an alcohol lint-free wipe, just to remove a lot of the dust that I've created. Always pushing away from the cuticle area, moving that dust off the nail bed so you can get a better look at what you're actually dealing with. At this point, we've buffed, we've prepped, we've removed dead cuticle, we've shaped, we've contoured. Now we're ready for the gel, or no, oops. Now we're ready for the prep liquids. First is the Ultra Bond Primer. This is really a dehydrator. This is going to remove the oils and clean your nail bed, and you only have to apply it. This is a gel, a builder gel fill, so I only really need this stuff on the natural nail where the growth happened, the part that does not yet have product on it that I'm going to be applying builder gel to. That's all that's necessary. Yet, you'll notice that sometimes I bring it up a little bit closer. The reason I do that is because I do bring the edges of the product down as close to the natural nail as I can. And because I do that, there's some natural nail exposed. So I like to dehydrate, cleanse that area to make sure that the product that I'm about to apply sticks there too. Remember, I'm trying to make that fresh seal around the edges of the nail. So I feel that dehydrating and cleansing is important in those areas as well. So, and if I'm not sure if I hit the right spots, or if I think there might be another spot on the nail, I'll do the whole nail. It doesn't hurt anything to do the whole nail. So, you know, again, personal preference. If you only want to do the area of growth that you're going to be putting product on, just do that. If you want to do the edges too, so that you're sure you don't miss any of the product that you've brought down to the natural nail, do that too. pH bonder. This is it's going to help with adhesion. So you put this, again, it's only necessary over the new nail growth area. I tend to, again, hit all of the edges as well, because I do try to bring my builder gel, my old builder gel, down close to the natural nail. I suppose I should explain one thing. What you're seeing here is a thermal builder gel that is purple over a pink lace builder gel that was like a very light pink. So when you mix them like that, you get different layers, and that's what we're seeing. In some areas where I was correcting contour, I got down to that original builder gel, and that's why you can see through it. Looks, the purple is gone in some areas. In the areas where I still have the purple builder gel, I didn't feel as though the shape of my nail would allow me to file down any more than I did. So that's why it looks the way it does. And as I chat about that, we go in with the gel base, which is always going to be your first liquid step after the dehydrator and the bonder. And you'll notice that when I touch down on my nail with the brush, I'm placing the bulk of the liquid on my brush on the apex area, and then I push back towards the cuticle, so I get the thinnest layer possible near the cuticle, so that I don't get any buildup there, any bulk there at the end by the cuticle where I don't want it. This is something I learned the hard way. And now we come back All nails have a coat of gel base on them. I hold them upside down before I put them in the lamp. I cure the gel base for 30 seconds. And then we're ready for the clear builder in a bottle. I decided to go to clear because I'm going to start encapsulating my chunky glitters in builder gel because it's thicker and you fill in the spaces between the glitters faster. So I might as well get used to using it. And as you'll see, the builder gel is very thick. And what I've learned in doing this particular builder gel fill, I learned that I need a gel brush because the brushes that sit in the bottle of builder gel are just so saturated with it. It's hard, and they don't contour, they don't always fan out the way you want them to. A more structured gel brush is going to help me get into those fill areas a little bit more efficiently without having a lot of extra builder gel to spread around the nail. So we'll see how that works. I'm going to try that next. Before my next builder gel fill, I will have to get a gel brush to try that out. Now again, since this is a fill, I'm really looking to fill that space in where the growth was. The rest of the time, I'm trying to compensate for anything that's lacking in my shaping or contour. And I'm just trying to get a very thin layer of this clear builder gel over the rest of the nail in an even manner. And then I hold it upside down to let the builder gel self-level before I put it in the lamp. When I put it in the lamp, I do it for 60 seconds. From here on in, everything is 60 seconds. I cure my thumb separately, and I do it first, and then I cure it by itself, because as I work on the rest of my nails, my thumbnail is going to be sideways, and I don't want gel settling in a weird way, so I make sure that's out of the way before I do the other 4. And I do those all together. Here's another note I wanted to make sure to include. You see me rolling that bottle of builder gel in my hands. I have the air conditioner on. Still to this day, that was the noise in the background. I hope I turned it off, hoping that you don't hear it anymore. But in a room that is cooler because of air conditioning, let's just say, or because it's cold, the builder gel thickens. So me rolling it in my hand, I tried to warm it up that way. That doesn't always work. As you can see it's still thicker than I think it should be. And it makes it a little bit harder to control that way. It doesn't move into your sidewalls, but it just gathers thickly everywhere. And I'm looking for thin layers. So my tip to you is, if you have a cold room, or a cool place that your builder gel has been sitting in before you use it, get a coffee cup or something lower, I don't know. Heat up some water, very hot water. Rest your builder gel bottle in that hot water and give it a minute or 2 to warm up. Then it will be in a more, you don't want it hot, obviously, and you definitely don't want to put it in the microwave. You're putting your bottle of builder gel into a container of hot water. Let's just make sure that I'm clear there. And that will loosen it up a little bit for easier application, not so chunky application, which is something we're trying to get away from. So I just thought I'd mention that's a very important thing to know. So at this point, I've put the builder gel on each nail, and I held it in my hand upside down, letting that natural apex form as the builder gel self-levels. Then I put it in the light for 60 seconds, and now I'm checking to make sure that the builder gel has covered all of the natural nail growth area. It's hard to see because it's clear and everything else is color, so it looks like I still need a fill. I realize that, but you and I know better because I explained to you that the colored builder gel, I didn't file all the way down because it's got a job to do. It's filling in areas I needed that contour. So I did in fact fill in the area of the nail that had grown. Now I'm going in with, I cured for 60 seconds. Now I'm going in with top coat. And again, I'm doing the thumbnail first. I'm dropping my brush on my nail in the apex area, and I'm pushing back towards the cuticle so that I get the thinnest layer possible in that area. And then I'm dragging the rest of that bulk that I dropped in the apex area. I'm dragging that towards the end of the nail. I'm capping my edges with the top coat just to seal everything in nice and solid, holding my hand upside down to let the top coat gel self-level as well. And then I go in and I do the rest of the nails the same way, and you'll see that I drop the initial bead down in the apex area. I push back towards the cuticle for the thinnest layer possible, and then I try to evenly distribute the top coat over the rest of the nail, including the side walls and all of the edges, to seal everything in. I consider the builder gel, this whole process is my foundation for my manicures. I'm going to speed it up a little bit here so you can see the rest of the nails. It's all the same thing. But I mean, if you have a strong foundation, you're going to have a good dip powder application afterwards. And this is your base, your foundation to put your peel base over. The top coat is very important. Peel base will only stick to a very smooth surface. So, you know, let it self-level before you cure for 60 seconds. And now you have a nice, smooth, shiny top coat, which is perfect for your peel base to sit on. One thing I will say about peel base is generous layers, thin layers, whatever you think you need. Each person's chemistry is different. Each person's daily habits are different. You'll have to test. Does one coat do it for you with an easy pop off when you're ready? Or do you need two coats? Everybody's different. Just let each layer dry completely or your peel base will fail. Here I'm showing you how strong my nails are with the finished builder gel application. There's very little play. My nails don't bend, and the stress point or the apex area is built up a little bit more than the rest, just for that reason, to give my nails strength in the stress area. We go in with cuticle oil at the end. This is my favorite part. Get that area between the knuckle and the cuticle, massage it in. That's where growth happens. And then I take an alcohol wipe and I take the oil off my nails. Why do I do that? Because it looks better on camera. I assume that the oils could taint some products. I've never run across one, but I don't take the chance. So there you have it. A builder gel fill from start to finish, including filing. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider subscribing. It would help me out greatly. I appreciate you. See you in the next video, and until then, enjoy your nail journey. Bye-bye.